All right, boom. We are on. Hello, how are you?
I'm so good and awesome.
That's
How are you?
awesome. I'm good. I'm great. Could never
That's
be better.
cool. That's
You
so
know,
cool.
yeah, it's getting better every day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you at your apartment?
Yeah, I
Is
am.
that where you are?
Yeah, my roommate's not home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
that's
So you
it. I
can
know.
you can yell. You can yell if you want.
I can. I could. We'll see. We'll see.
You- Well, yeah. Well, thanks for doing this for me. Yeah, I know this might seem a little weird, just because I know we hang out on the regular. So if this feels a little different, it's different for me too. But no, for real. Like, thanks for doing this. Thanks for being a test patient, if you will. You're technically patient zero. You know that. So if this goes well and this perch like continues on,
Hmm.
you can have that legacy.
Oh,
What
that's
if
so
it doesn't?
sick.
What if it doesn't? Then I choose to stop doing this. Well, then we can laugh at this later on.
It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I think it'll be funsies regardless of what happens.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, first off, I wanted to tell you that I actually did end up trying that Wendy's breakfast sandwich.
Yes, yes, I saw. Was it good?
It was really good, man. I think it's definitely like reminiscent of Whataburger. Have you had Whataburgers
Yeah, yeah.
breakfast?
Oh,
Yeah.
not their breakfast, but I had like their sandy witches. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. But you never had like the honey butter chicken biscuit.
I did.
Oh, you did
Yes.
from Whataburger.
Yes.
Okay. Um, and then did you have the one at Wendy's or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you had to compare, like, which one do you think is better?
I Okay, so the one that I got at Wendy's, it wasn't like the biscuit bun. Um
Oh, okay.
yeah, I got the croissant one and then the one at
Oh, there's a
Whataburger.
croissant one. What?
Yeah, that's what yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
You
that.
did not know that?
I got the biscuit one. I thought that's
Oh.
like, cause like I think the picture only had the biscuit one. So then I
No,
was like,
there's like more options.
oh,
Well, the more you know.
the more I go
Anyways,
too. Yeah.
so Whataburger, I feel like they probably like make their own biscuits or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like it tasted like
Dense.
yes, but like fresher.
Yeah.
And then the one at Wendy's, it tastes like a biscuit.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. There's a difference. Also, am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not I mean, I was just curious if I needed
Yeah.
to swear.
No. We'll just this kind of like sets the precedence of like future ones if I do. So by all means.
I got nervous.
No, I want this to be a free space, to say whatever. So the biscuits, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, very good. Very yummy. I would say Wendy's was pretty good. I'm gonna give that an out of what? Out of 5?
Yeah, we can do out of 5.
3.8.
Okay.
So I would definitely go there again. I would definitely tell people about it. It's worth the price.
Hmm.
But then like if we're talking and like the taste wasn't bad, but then if we're just talking about like quality, I mean it's not that it was bad in quality, but I feel like Whataburger kind of has like a one up.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like when I had it, I was like, wow, this is really good. And like I was thinking and looking at it, I was like, what makes this really good? And I thought, I think it's the syrup they had. I don't know
Mhm.
if Wendy's kind of like doused it in syrup. Um, when I looked at it, it was pretty glossy. So I was like, it's pretty doused in syrup or whatever sweetener they use.
Mhm.
But I think for me, like the sweetness of it was more there. When I
Mhm.
have Whataburgers, I think I see what you're saying. Like, it's the quality of it. Like it's more like that. I mean, they're both fast food restaurant chains in general, but like
Mhm.
since you can only get Whataburger in like the South,
Yeah.
I definitely think there was. I feel like there's more like value in eating that than a Wendy's, which can be
Yeah.
virtually
Re-
anywhere in the country.
Retweet.
Retweet, yes.
Retweet.
Yeah. No, but I think yeah, I just wanted to try this out, and see where this
Just
goes,
to see what happens, just see
Yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
Do you have any like topics that you want to talk
I
about?
have like certain talking points just because I was like, I can't just solely just. I'm not like a winger. I mean, sometimes I like to wing stuff, but when it
Mhm,
comes to speaking, sometimes it's nice to have like a prompt to kind of like go by because I'm terrible at like public speaking. Like I've
mhm.
always been, or not always been, but like in school, I would I'd be like bouncing my leg, got the nervous poos, you know. So yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Also, but no, it's really good to have that because did I tell you that I am LinkedIn certified to start a podcast?
Are you really? Is that
Yes.
a thing? Wait, should I not be
Yeah.
doing this then?
No, 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 you're fine, you're fine. I just it was for like my PR class
Okay.
and we were required to like learn something. I don't know, because like LinkedIn offers like a bunch of classes that you can like take
Oh,
and stuff like that. And so she was like, "Yeah, okay, so choose one and then like get like the certificate or
yeah.
whatever." So if you looked at my LinkedIn, you will see that I'm certified to start a podcast. But anyways,
I will definitely look at your
um
LinkedIn, and we should connect
yeah, we should totally connect on
so that like
LinkedIn
employers see that we know each other.
and that you also have a podcast.
Yeah, right. So then it'll work in both our favors.
I see it. I see your moves. But anywho, talking points was something that they said.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely. I don't know. To be quite honest with you, like the reason why I started doing this is because I've been actually listening to a lot more podcasts and a lot more podcasts and like, well, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna like be honest and say there's a lot of Joe Rogan stuff. I'm just
Oh,
like very, just intrigued by this, and
mhm,
like, I've definitely listened to some other ones, but his is probably the one that I've probably been listening to the most.
mhm.
I've been, but yeah, no, but like regardless of that, I've been doing a lot of like watching like interviews. I like to watch a lot of like when music artists get like interviewed at like radio stations
Well, like
or
Zach Sang or whatever.
yes.
I love him.
Oh
He's
my
so
gosh, I should have said it because I was like, Joe Rogan, and then like I also listen to Zach Sings, but
yeah,
I was
no,
like, I
yeah. I
probably
love
should have.
Zach Sang. He's so good.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's very good, and like the ones that with Ariana Grande, I was like, wow,
Mhm.
this is really nice. Yeah, but no, yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of like the reason why I was kind of like interested in just trying it out. And
Yeah.
plus, like people don't really like know like if I ever have thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just like, dude, yeah, they're like not scared of you, but they're intimidated like as fuck by you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and I'm just like, what are y'all so scared of? Like, oh my
I
god.
know. Well, I mean, for anyone, if we ever do post this, for anyone who
Mhm.
doesn't know, this is Jasmine Mason. She is friend, dancer, social media influencer, quote unquote, maybe. Maybe keep an eye on her for the future. I don't know. Remember the face, remember the name. You have a sort of a following, right?
I wish I is, but um, um,
How do you think you
yes,
got that?
because
Or
I'm
like what?
annoying.
Oh, you're annoying. Is that your shtick?
No, no, okay, and so I say this because okay, so sort of a following, yeah, yes and no. I mean, like when people like okay, usually look at like my Instagram or whatever, they're like, oh wow, you have a lot of followers, and it's like 1.6K. I don't have like it's
Yeah.
not like 10K. Like I'm not like they're considered like micro influencers.
Right.
Um, and then on Twitter, I have multiple accounts because I have different types of like I keep them organized in different thoughts. But
Okay.
one of like I guess the Twitter that I'm mostly active on has about
Oh
2.3K
wow. Yeah.
followers. Yeah, no, 2.4. Excuse me,
Yeah.
2.4.
No, that's a pretty good number. That's a pretty
It's
high up
it's
number.
it's kind of weird and crazy because I was talking to my friends and we were like, no, no, no. See, it's funny though because it's like when you think about how many people who like follow you, and then
Hmm.
let's say that you like humanize that like into real life. Like Kyle, you have like what, like 400, 500, however the fuck ever many you have, but
Mhm.
that's still a lot,
Yeah.
regardless of like in compare, like even 100 people who follow you and who like want to hear what you have to say or want to hear
Right.
what you whatever
Right.
is so fucking weird. Like it's crazy. So then like what, 2.4 thousand,
Yeah.
like that's so weird,
Right.
you
No,
know.
yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's when you like put it in that scale. Like I mean, I remember when like Facebook first
Mhm.
became a thing, like, you would have like, your like close friends, and stuff like that, people that you knew. But then like over time as you met people, it would be like, "Oh, what's your Facebook? What's your Facebook?" And over time, like even in school, like I found to have like over 1,000 people like
Mhm.
Facebook friends. And I like thought, how did the heck did it even get to this point? Like, did I really know? I mean, do I really know these people? I just like know them from
Adam.
passing, stuff like that. But I mean, do you feel like you connect with you? Like, what is this particular Twitter like,
I mean,
gravitating
so
like
there's
towards?
like on Twitter's, okay, wait. So before we get into that,
Yeah.
so the reason I'm gonna go back to, because when I said like I'm like, how do you think I got, how I accumulated
Yeah.
like a following? Yeah, and I said because I'm annoying. No, but it's serious though. It's so interesting how like social media algorithm works, because it's like, and I think it's like this for anything, maybe not just with social media, but
Yeah.
it's like you could be trying so hard, to post something, you could be working so hard with something, and then people kind of like don't give a shit, people just like don't like pay attention to it. But then like the one thing that you either didn't try, or the one thing that you like kind of feel about, or like the one thing where you're
Uh-huh.
just like being stupid and annoying, that's what goes viral. So like
Right.
that's what happened to me on
Oh,
TikTok. And then that's what happened to me a couple of times on Twitter. And then that
yeah.
transferred from Twitter over to Instagram,
Yeah.
but like anonymously, because like
Right.
I don't want people to know, like that was me. So then I had like a bunch of like, I saw a bunch of like my friends like from high school, they were like retweeting shit that like I wrote, but they didn't know it was me. So I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was like fucking like Superman, with
Yeah.
like the glasses. I'm like, how the fuck do you all not know?
Yeah.
Um,
How does that
but
make you feel?
it's
Like,
it's
is that
kind of
weird? Because I always think like, yeah, that's I don't know. Like I feel like, and I in all the interviews that I've watched, like of
mhm.
people who were, just regular old folk, and then like something happens and then they become this thing. Like they all say like it feels weird, but I don't know, is that how you feel? Or do you feel something different?
I mean, I mean,
You
like
like it?
it's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy. No. I think because it happened when I made this thread called, it was called like Asians Are Beautiful, and it was like in 2017, and I made it on Twitter initially, and it was just like a thread, just like debunking just like a bunch of shit, and just like talking like the racism, and like the fetishization of like what like Asians go through, and like what they look like,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, and so that kind of it got like 4,000 likes, which is whatever. Like that's not considered like viral, but
Hmm.
then a really big like Instagram account saw it and then reposted it, and that got like over like 100K like interactions, and like a lot of people like I like fucking like love like reacted to it, and they liked it, and I was like,
Whoa.
it was weird. And then I saw a bunch of like people like I went to high school with, and like they liked it, and like they retweeted it. And so one of my friends, I was like, hey, so I remember that thread that you like retweeted? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I made that. And he was like, what? And I was like, what?
Dang. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's crazy how like social media like that kind of like blows things up. And like the point that you said, like, I mean, like when you said like being annoying, like I had, I was like, oh, you just do like funny, like steepy things type. But like if you think about it, like I feel like that's a lot of how like viral things go. It's just like there's
Mm-hmm.
something like totally like outlandish or like very like key or something that's like totally crazy about it. So,
Yeah, or like I think when I mean like that too, or for like for me, I'll just be like talking my shit.
mhm,
Like I think, oh no, okay, the perfect example of talking my shit. It wasn't even talking shit. It was I asked, okay, because on we're gonna go into like the Twitter thing and like what I do on there.
mhm,
So I'm a part of like there's different communities, like everywhere. There's like the music community, on Twitter. There's like film communities on Twitter. There's everything, right? And so I'm
Mhm.
on like the high fashion side
Mhm.
of Twitter or whatever. And we just talk about like designers, clothes, models, like anything, everything. And that can
Yeah.
go to like aesthetics and trends and street style, whatever. Anyways, so I literally posted 4 pictures of a skirt. And
Uh-huh.
then I said, can someone help me find a skirt?
Right.
It was a question. Like I
Right.
wanted to know where to find a skirt. And I
Yeah.
got 500 likes and like 64 retweets. And I said, what the fuck? I was
Yeah.
like, dude. Like it's not like I guess not considered viral, but like that's kind of like a lot of engagement like within the community. And then I
Yeah.
was like, I do so many other things and like that I
Right.
actually like curated. And I'm like, but y'all gave this tweet when I was asking for help
Mhm.
like so much like engagement. I was like, y'all are so backwards. Like y'all are so like ass backwards sometimes. It was
Yeah.
funny. But
No, yeah. No, I get it. I get it. And that's definitely one of the things that I definitely wanted to bring up too. So like
mhm.
I would s- I would say you definitely have a very um great mind in terms of when it comes to fashion. I mean, for those of you guys who don't know too, Jasmine is a part of the dance team that we're on. Shout out Hip Hop Connection Primo.
Wait, I was like, wait.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah. um, but yeah, like you're not only are you our team captain, but you are also um I would say, a great aid into what we wear. I know, and I'm definitely sure, obviously due to COVID, we would have definitely rocked a lot of better and harder stuff. But I definitely wanted to talk about that. Like, what made you actually go into fashion? Like, what made it a thing? And now I know in school, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a major in communications with
Public relations.
public relations
Yes.
with a minor or concentration in fashion.
Yeah, yeah, same thing, same minoring, whatever, whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How did you get into or what made you think of getting into that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think like it sounds so annoying. But I think ever since I was younger, like I always like liked clothes and I always liked fashion. Granted, I was really fucking tacky. I was so tacky. It was embarrassing. But like I always like liked just, watching like the TV shows like Pretty Little Liars or Hannah Montana, Cheetah Girls, like anything. And I always like liked it. And I remember like drawing in my little like Lisa Frank like notebook, and I
Yeah.
drew like a prom dress. I was like, girl, you're like 6 and you're talking about prom. Like, what's prom to you? Like, what is
Yeah.
prom? I just remember drawing, but then I was, oh, I can't draw. And so I gave up on that. And then just eventually I didn't really think about things. And then like high school happened. And then like self-expression. So that's kind of more of like, styling,
Yeah.
and like aesthetics and just like the overall presentation.
Mhm.
And then I was like, fuck, like I'm graduating soon. I don't know what I'm going to school for. Like, and so I kind of didn't really think about like going into like the business side of
Mhm.
like fashion. Yeah, because I can't draw. And I can, I guess so, but like I can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
draw
make
this.
this. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
a
like
sample of this. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like I'm not gonna just do that. I mean I could.
Mhm.
I'm not, I don't, which is cool. I wish I could. But anyways, so I was like, interesting. And so I wanted to go to I looked in schools in New York. You had to have a certain grade, like GPA. And I said, okay. And then I wanted to go to FITM, Fashion Institute of Design Merchandising in California.
Mhm.
And I like met all the requirements. So I like completed the first part of the application. The second part, it was so hard. They like wanted you. I mean, granted, like I'm doing stuff like that they asked me to do then, but like back then I'd never had that experience.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you ask me to like make this like project thing that I've never done? I don't have any guidance for it. So I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
You even try?
I tried and then I said,
No.
I was like, fuck, I'm not doing this anymore. No way. And so then I was like, I'll transfer. It's fine. I didn't transfer. So I'm here in Chicago. I'm still doing it, which I'm like happy. And I think a lot of people are surprised because they're like, oh, you're still studying that? And I'm like, yes, I am. I
Yeah.
don't know what I want to do with it because there's so many
Avenues.
avenues. Like there's
Yeah.
so many like niche and like obscure like things. Like some people will go to school for like engineering and then they'll be like a whatever, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like I don't even know. But anyways, how did I get into like, yeah, I don't know. I think I've always known what I don't like, and I've
That's good. Yeah. I mean, not a lot of people like focus on what they like, but they don't be like, what don't I like?
you know.
Good way to put it. Yeah.
And some people might call that hating, but I just call it I don't like it. Um yeah, so whatchamacallit, yeah, so I'll focus on that or kind of just like the aesthetics of things. Like I make lots of mood boards for fun. I don't know. And so I guess the overall um just like look, I don't know. And then like as I got into dance more my senior year and I was like, ooh, like street style and how like that overlaps with like dancers and hip hop, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't know, yeah. So then I've watched like all like these teens, you know, I use like them for inspo and then I'll
Yeah.
kind of see like what's like in right now, just based off like what I'm following, what people are talking about, or like what WGSN says. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and then I guess that's kind of how I like curate my like
Yeah.
vision.
Right. So it sounded to me like you, even like senior year of high school, it sounded like you didn't know what you kind of wanted to do yet.
No, I didn't. It wasn't until I talked to my librarian.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that
not your
funny?
counselor.
No, no,
That
because
counselor probably was like not doing his
she,
job then, or his or their
right,
job.
for real, she was like, I don't know, sis. I said, okay. But yeah,
But yeah,
I talked to,
how that happen? The librarian.
yeah, I talked to my librarian. Sorry, my phone's vibrating. And because she's like this, her name is Miss Washington. Shout out to Miss Washington. She's not gonna see this, but she's so sweet, and I don't know, I just like bonded with her. And she was telling me, I was like, yeah, like I just don't know what I'm gonna do, and blah blah. She's like, well, my daughter's doing public relations and like fashion, and she's worked for so many brands, you know, like Suave and like blah 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 blah. Now she's like in her 30s and she's making six figures in New York. And I was like, I said,
Enticing.
yeah, I said there's something there, methinks, you know.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of where it started. And then I was like, beep 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 boop bop. And then I found Columbia, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I figured out eventually of like what to do. So
Right. And that's, yeah, I mean, to be honest, like some people are like in college and they're like still kind of going with the motions. Like, I mean, that was for me. Like,
mhm,
so I didn't really realize I wanted to go into accounting until like maybe my second year of college. And I went to a community college. So it's like even my first year, I was just kind of like getting by with gen eds and stuff like that.
mhm,
But then, like I piqued an interest in accounting, and then, I just like went with it, partly because of the reasons like I needed to get like a high degree. And so like I needed to focus on that. And then, once I get there, get the degree and then get out. But, you know, I think over the course of my time at DePaul, like, I liked it, but then obviously like I felt like for me there was always something behind it too.
mhm.
But it seems like for you, like this you are like on the right track, you feel like,
Relatively, yeah. I feel like I'm
relatively.
in like the right ballpark,
But okay, that's good. Because like
you
for
know.
me, like I'm in accounting and I want to do something totally outside that ballpark. But like it's good that like, that you see that you like know that.
Yeah, or it's either like that or I get famous,
Hmm.
you know. So whichever one comes first.
Right.
Both.
And how do you plan on doing
Kyle,
that?
you're so silly. I think that you're so silly and so
Thanks.
funny and so comedic and comical. Um, you're so funny. Uh, how do I plan on doing that? I don't know. I think the first thing that anyone needs to do, you know, if they're trying to share their art is put out art. So I guess, or, you know, content. So I guess the first thing that I need to do is put out content.
Content. Such as?
Well, now that you're asking, I have a TikTok. I don't know why I'm linking anywhere, but I'm acting like this is a YouTube
I don't know if I'm
channel.
that advanced.
Yeah,
We'll put it somewhere.
I have a TikTok
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, I have a TikTok. I don't really post on there. I have a YouTube channel. I also don't post on there much. Last time I posted was, oh, my freshman year. So that was like 2 years. 2018.
Wow.
That was, ooh, I should put those videos on private. Those are not good anymore.
Like you should take them out because we
Because I
shouldn't
feel
do
like
them,
they
or
don't reflect me like who I am anymore. But granted, I think that it's really cool for people to see like growth. And I think that they like that. And I think that people like to see a journey and they like
Mhm.
to see improvement. So maybe I'll just leave it on there. But I think I'm embarrassed of it. Um, and
I
so
mean, yeah, I have YouTube videos with my channel that I'm just like, if someone like finds this, this is pure roast material for me.
yeah, it's just embarrassing. I don't know. Or I think it's also just because like I've like shitty like camera quality or like shitty like audio. So it's just like not good. And I just don't feel comfortable because I just don't want to like put out like bad work that I feel like isn't like the best quality.
Hmm.
But then I don't know why I'm being so hard on myself considering I need like everyone starts somewhere. Number one, number two, I don't know why people always feel the need to be perfect when they put something out. Granted, I understand wanting to feel proud of what you put out
Right.
and wanting to not like have like any like bad thoughts about their things because it's like I want to put out the work that I want to see or that I think that should be out there, but yeah, I feel like sometimes it's never good enough, and I feel like
Right.
that's like the problem is that I feel like it's never good enough, so therefore I just don't do it.
Right. No, I totally get that. I mean, even for myself too, like whenever I make something and then post it, like there's always a huge like a pull of anxiety for me. And like I totally get it. It's you feel like it's not good enough.
Mhm.
But, you know, do you ever feel like the I mean, do you let like the comments like get to you and stuff like that? Well, I mean, would you let the comments get to you and stuff like that?
I think that it would just kind of like I don't know because okay, so for one of my videos that I posted on TikTok, that one like blew up like almost overnight, and it was a joke, but it was like around during like the beginning of the pandemic, and it was when people were being like racist towards
Hmm.
Asian people. And it was also a Twilight joke, and then it
Hmm.
was just really layered, because it was Twilight, and then it was like a Corona joke, and then it was like a racism
It's
joke, and there was a lot.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot, but then people were like calling me racist for saying that for calling out racist white people.
Hmm.
So it was kind of weird because I was like, "What?" I was like,
Hmm.
"That makes no sense. How am I racist for calling out racist white people?
Right.
That makes no sense, right?" And so I was like, I wasn't like just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, but I think it would like shake me up a little bit, like, or it
Yeah.
almost like egged me on to kind of like respond,
Right.
to like the hate or whatever.
Right.
But
Right.
other than that, no, I think that I would hope, that there'd be like a good like boundary I would set for myself.
Yeah.
And just like not, I mean, granted, constructive criticism I think is really important. Um,
I'd be there for that.
yeah, yeah.
I definitely think like yeah, I think what I'm so fearful of sometimes is like when you put something out, it's like you focus on like, all the things that you feel like people will spot are wrong, and then that's what they're seeing. My one of my biggest like pulls of anxiety for me is like those thoughts that people have, but they won't ever like say to you
Hmm.
or like won't ever comment. Like that's what I think about a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I post something, it's like, yeah, I'm seeing all these like views and everything, but it's like you don't see or hear
Yeah.
what they talk about. I don't know. That like gets to me a lot.
No, yeah. Is that how you felt when you dropped your video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, when I dropped that, like I had to like delete the app for like an hour.
You did?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it was probably like my first like official like major thing that I've ever
Hmm.
done. And so I don't know. I was just like, and like for me, I think what also played a big part of it is because like I watched it a billion times, right? Even
Mhm,
before, because we shot that like in November,
mhm,
so it's been a while, and like I've just been watching it, and like I can see and notice like the small things that I wish I was like, maybe that could have been better, but to like a fresh set of eyes, like it could be something totally different.
mhm.
But yeah, that was definitely something I felt.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. Also, just to let you know, again, to reiterate, dude, like when I watched it, like I'm like, I got a new phone. But
Did
like
you wait
I
again?
did. No, this is still the 12, but I just wanted to tell everyone. Ew, it's kind of
Oh,
my phone case is kind of
we can't have that dirt.
yeah, no, we can now, but I got it like it's a
Oh wow,
whoa.
that's trippy. That's be trippy. Hey.
Anyways, okay, so no, I was like I like had to like watch it like finally like on my phone.
Hmm.
And I like I who chose the song?
I did.
You did. It was so good. Like I was watching it today and it almost like gave me like I almost like cried. Like it almost
Oh
like what is it? Elicited tears. You
yeah,
know, I was like I cuz I literally like felt like the emotion and like the pain and like the message, that it was trying to like, convey. And so I
right.
was like
Yeah.
it
Well,
was
no,
really good.
thank you. I really
Mhm.
appreciate it. And you're probably like the first person to ever give me like verbal, like, uh, critique or like
Mhm.
thoughts on it. And so it's I just felt weird hearing it, but because like all I've read it are like the comments,
Yeah, yeah.
but to hear it like audibly, it was very interesting. I didn't, yeah, but thank you. Yeah,
No,
I
yeah, it
definitely,
was
yeah. When I was like doing it, I was like, well, when Tin and I were doing it, I think, well,
mhm.
because we actually made it like way back when, and then we were kind of just, I think we didn't. So to be quite honest with you, like when I first heard the song, I was like, t-shirt. I just wanted to do something with a t-shirt. I just thought it would be really cool, like to feel something with that. But we tried to attach a meaning to it, and then
Mhm.
so we didn't really attach a meaning to it till like probably when we were making this film. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, yeah, I don't know. It was just cool. It's really cool to like hear like people felt something, because like that's honestly like that's like what I want to do. I want to make something that people like feel, and so that's just what I'm into. But yeah, again, thank you.
Yeah, no, oh my
Very
goodness,
long-winded
no.
answer.
No. And it's like really exciting also to kind of, like see other people like and it has definitely like touched others the way like it like touched me. And so I'm excited,
Yeah.
Kyle, Zachary, to see you continue to do so and see how you can even like how it's even going to get like better or how you're going
Right.
to catapult yourself even just from that, because I
Yeah.
think that's a great starting point, not to put pressure on yourself, but that's like really good. And
Hmm.
I'm excited to see like things of that caliber,
Right. No,
from
yeah, for
you, so.
sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. I don't like want to like put anything like into, like I don't want to say anything too soon, but I don't know. I just feel like this year maybe like with the work ethic that like and mindset that I have come into, like
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna push for it. But yeah, no, for sure. And I don't know, is that kind of like the stuff like that you're into? Like, do you like what do you like ultimately hope to do with like the content that you have?
Mhm. I guess it's I guess to be the thing that I never got like as a kid,
Mm,
or like I didn't have like any like girls who like looked like me,
yeah,
really like on TV, or like YouTube didn't exist what until like 2005, 2006, but even
yeah,
then it was still
mm-hmm,
just such a small pool, of like
yeah,
creators. But yeah, I think I definitely want to, yeah, like be the thing that I'd never really got. And granted, like, there's and along like within that, like being the thing I never got, but I also want to give like a platform to others,
yeah,
eventually, or I kind of want to be able to, talk about the things that I think that need to be talked about, or the
right,
things that I feel like people don't talk about, like enough, or
yeah,
yeah, because like I don't know, like on YouTube or like TikTok. Okay, don't get me started on TikTok. Okay, but like YouTube specifically, I feel like it can be a place to really convey sincerity.
mm-hmm,
And a lot of like the creators I watch is a lot of like lifestyle, like fashion,
mm-hmm.
um and kind of like analysis, and then also with like your occasional like commentator, like Cody Coes and
Yeah.
Noel's and all of them.
Uh-huh.
But I don't really see, or maybe that's just because maybe the side of YouTube that I'm on, I don't really see a lot of like black like female like fashion creators who are that big, who have that much
Yeah.
of a following and who are doing the things that these white or like Asian creators are. And like I'm half Asian, so
Right.
also like I didn't really see a lot of like cool like Asian girls with like growing up besides like Lucy Liu or like
Yeah.
Brenda Song, growing up, or
Right.
unless I had to watch like a film, like with like my grandma or something.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think it's really cool that even like what the Asian girl, like looks like is changing, and
Mm-hmm.
that she is cool, or that she can be more than just the stereotypical like nerdy, like
Yeah.
Asian girl, or that she can actually like have like substance and actually like stand for something, or be more than just, or like even be more than just like the scary dragon lady like Lucy Liu and Kill Bill, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um but I think even then, like, which is awesome that so many, like there are so like many like Asian, creators within like the fashion space, but then I don't really see like a lot of like darker skin,
Yeah.
like Asian women. I see a lot of like fair skin, which is nothing wrong. I'm,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, and because I know that I'm, definitely, like privileged, within that whole aspect, and colorism is such a thing within both the Asian and like the Black community. Um, but yeah, no, I think I definitely just kind of want to be the thing that I didn't get, and then kind of be able to, give a platform or kind of
Yeah.
be a voice.
No, I like that. I definitely I like that a lot. And yeah, I think it's important and it's needed, especially these days. Because like the more and more we're like, we interact with people, we're finding that people, I feel like we're starting to see a lot of, people with a lot of backgrounds, like yourself, like you're half Asian, you have Black. And so like no, it's no longer like literally like just structure, like there's no more just like just Asian or just Black or just Filipino. It's like there's so many mix of like people, and I think that for people like that growing up, yeah, you definitely want to attach something to it. And so I think that's really cool. I really like that answer, just to be like that platform for people to look up to. And I definitely like think you're gonna get there. I definitely do think, I've always believed.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop. You're making me shy. I'm shy.
um yeah.
You're so
um
silly.
we silly here.
You're
We
so
silly.
silly.
So
So
silly.
silly. So funny.
um
Yeah.
yeah, what's any no, yeah. So obviously you're still in school, right?
Yes. Yes.
Like how is that? I always think this, and like I literally like ask everyone who's like in school, like how does it feel for you to be in school, like in a time like this? Because like for me, man, to be honest, like I can't even like picture myself like in that world. I mean, like granted, I don't like talk as much. I never really talked as much in school, but it was always nice to just be in the calf
Mm-hmm.
alone, but like not alone. Like there's
Yeah,
people
yeah,
around,
yeah, yeah.
you know? And so like I'm like thinking about like people in college, and like college is such a formative like part of your years. Like this is like the part where you network,
Mm-hmm.
go to crazy parties, have memories that, aren't that great in the moment, but will last in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But like how has that been for you?
I mean, it's annoying. Like, granted, like I guess it's more, I guess, convenient, I guess. I was gonna burp. I'm so sorry. But I
I
guess it's
wanted to
more,
burp.
yeah, I was like, is it gonna
I know. I was like, am I too close to this mic? I can't do that right now.
also like my earring isn't like, it's not like,
No, your audio is actually pretty good. Like,
okay, sick.
yeah.
Um yeah, back to the school thing. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's like more convenient. Um, I guess yeah, like being at home or like doing classes. Like I could do my class like from my couch, like right here. But I don't know. I think I just feel like I'm not getting the full experience, like as what literally everyone else says. But I feel
Right.
like I'm not getting the full experience of like the college like life, and it kind of sucks because it's like, damn, shorty, like y'all are charging me like full
Yeah.
tuition,
Yeah.
and I don't even get to have like these experiences, and I know that other people have it worse. Like there are like literally like there are people dying, and there's people who are literally like homeless during a fucking pandemic,
Yeah.
so it's like I know that other people have it worse, but I was like, but also like I think that we should be able to also focus on ourselves, as well.
Right.
And I think that it's kind of just it's bummy. Like I spent like my 21st birthday like in my room,
Yeah.
like I skipped class. I did, sorry. I literally like yeah, I spent my 21st birthday in my room like by myself.
Right.
Like my roommate didn't know it was my birthday. I didn't tell her, but until 2 days later, and even then she was like, "Oh," and I was like, but
Oh,
yeah, I was like,
belated.
yeah, but she didn't even say that. She just went into her room. Anyways, um, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. I don't mind. I mean, I guess I'm on campus right now, and I know that a lot of people didn't even have the option, to be on campus. But I guess because my school is like a private school and they're money hungry or whatever, they're still trying to charge people. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out of my house, and
Yeah.
so I did. I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna be in debt anyways. Like, I can't stay in my house because like literally like the spring semester of my sophomore year, dude, I was like going crazy, like just like doing class and then being like, I'm gonna go for a walk up and down my street and then come back inside. Like
Yeah.
I felt like I was gonna like chew my arm off. It was like ridiculous. Like it sucked. Like I think I was like staring at a screen like so much. I gave myself vertigo.
Right.
I was
I
like
think
so
I think you told me about that, yeah.
yeah, I did. Like I was so dizzy. Like I
Right.
couldn't even do like my finals because I literally like I was so dizzy because I was just like staring at screens for like weeks.
Yeah.
Um but I don't know. It just it sucks, and then it's like cuz I think this week is like the year anniversary of when me and my friends went like we took a trip to LA, and we can't
Mhm.
even and we could, but we can't even do it
Yeah.
like 100%. It's not
Right.
safe, it's not considerate, it's not smart. Um but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a bummer, Granted, like we're everyone's trying to do the best that they can, and
Definitely.
just get by, and I'm doing fine. It's just
Yeah.
annoying because I would rather like I felt more productive, like I think I've like gained weight or whatever, like during this
Mhm.
pandemic,
I'm sure
just
we
because
all
like
have, man. Like
yeah, but
the
like especially
progress that
like
COVID did for me, like it
oh,
shot it down.
for
Now it's just like
real.
rocky.
Yeah. Like especially with like us like dancers.
Yeah.
Like we're so used to I mean, I could dance in my room or whatever. I could still continue training, but it's not the same as like going to physical class or
Right.
going to like be with like my team. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Sure.
so like I was like moving like every other day, almost every day, depending on like what was happening
Yeah.
to not dancing like at all. If anything, maybe like once,
Right.
like once a week or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to kind of keep yourself motivated when you're just kind of like stuck,
Yeah.
So.
How do you think that's gonna affect, like, especially like people, those who have been in school during this pandemic? Like, how do you think it's gonna affect them down the line? Like, I don't, maybe not so much like finding a job, because
Mhm.
like even in the pandemic, like people are still like, finding jobs. But like, do you think there's any sort of like repercussions, you know, when
Yeah.
you enter the workforce?
Into the workforce. I mean, I feel like yeah, because considering like this is gonna be, this is supposedly the time, to make connections and stuff. I feel like because I'm a junior
Mhm.
now, like I'm
Yeah.
entering my spring semester. After that, I got one more year and I'm done. I
Hmm.
feel like that took away from a lot of like events and opportunities to like talk to someone and be like, and like get things like
Hmm.
internships and make those
Yeah.
potential connections, that could get you, a job or like some people could be missing out on like a potential boyfriend or like girlfriend or significant other,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we're not, going to parties or, we're not
Yeah.
like, we're not able to like see each other's faces. So it's kind of hard, to tell like who's cute and who isn't. Uh,
Hmm.
but,
Yeah, for sure.
but so
Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely.
I'm
You
half
definitely.
joking. I'm half joking.
I mean, we can talk about that off camera.
Anyways.
No, yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Um, yeah, it's just crazy. It's too crazy. It's too weird, and I can't believe like in 2 months it's gonna be like the year versary of it
Mhm.
all. Like I'm almost kind of like not and like I'm not looking forward to March because it'll just bring back a lot of like memories of that time about a year ago.
Mhm.
So we're just like I hope we can just like grace on by with like March and stuff like that. Let's forget it even happens. Let's go straight to
Right, just look
April.
whatever. Yeah,
Even
April.
April wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. It got nicer out, but
It
still it
definitely
was.
did. Yes, it definitely did. I think for me, like I actually kind of I like miss it, but it was also kind of like not great because like
Mhm.
obviously like I was working, but I think the one like cool thing that came out of quarantine was like I just became so much more aware of like what is it that like do I need to do? Like, what
Mhm.
is my purpose? And that's like very cliche stuff,
No,
like
yeah.
very
No,
stuff
no,
like
yeah.
that. But like, it really had me thinking, like, I have nothing right now. Like, I'm fortunate to be at home with my parents, my family. We eat dinner every night. We haven't done that in a while before that point. I had moved to the city, which, at that point was like great. I think it's so crazy to me because like a year ago, almost a year ago, the 15th of this month is the start of my lease in the city. And if you remember, like at that point, like, we were so like ready to head forth into our like second semester to like
Mhm.
power down for dance. And like my whole entire life was in the city. Like, it was like work, dance, and then like that's where I live. Like so
Mhm.
it's everything's in a cohesive circle. Now I have nothing to do with the city. Like the
Yeah.
last time I had been to the city was probably to, I don't know, pick you up and go to the studio.
Right.
And so like my time in the city is very like very limited, but um I think yeah, like being at home, I think it just definitely made me think a lot.
Mhm.
And I think it did that for a lot of people too.
Yeah. I think me being at home, I mean, I'm like really happy, like for you, also like others, kind of going home and kind of like being able to like spend time with like their families,
Hmm.
especially when like it's affected so many people's families
Yeah.
and it's like torn apart, people's families and stuff. I think for me, like I kind of like realized I was like, ooh, like I think maybe like on like another side of that spectrum of like people who maybe like don't want to stay at their houses, and they're kind of being, I guess, like
Yeah.
forced to. And I love my,
Hmm.
oh my god, like not to say that like my house,
Yeah.
hold is like toxic or it's bad or whatever. It's like draining because like I love like my dad and like my grandma who I live with. But I
Hmm.
think that some people just like to be like independent, and
Yeah.
kind of like have their own like pace of things and not have to be so reliant on like others. So I think that for me, being back in the suburbs, it was very, I don't know, it was just like, I just felt like trapped almost. And I felt so like unmotivated, like even more than like I do. So like, I guess like now, like, I guess now I'll clean, cause I want to, and I'll like work out because I want to. And like, I
Hmm.
feel like more motivated to do things cause I'm just like with myself. Whereas like at home, like, I feel like I can't really do some of those things. It's just like harder.
Yeah.
Um, but no, yeah, I think,
It's just vibes, yeah. I honestly think it's
mhm,
just vibes. The vibes aren't
just
maybe right.
straight vibes.
Maybe the vibes aren't really right at the place.
Yeah, mhm,
But
at
I
all.
mean, that's good. No, that's good. Well, I really hope that, we all make it through this. And I know that we will eventually. You know, I know we have the upcoming season, which I probably should be speaking to you, you know, Okay, I'm a bit more about that. But yeah, I'm just very excited for you. I thought we had 40 minutes, but it's almost been an hour already, which is
Oh,
pretty crazy.
maybe they said here as a little treat.
Maybe this is my first trial because I got a new MacBook, right? And I just downloaded Zoom.
Hmm.
And so like maybe this is the free trial. I don't know.
Okay, okay. But they said here as a little treat.
Sprinkle.
You know.
But yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
First
any
one.
time. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
for
You know,
sure.
I love to chit chat, do a little talky talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Kyle, is there anything that you've been watching, listening to, reading, eating that during this quarantine that you would like to plug? What have you been doing?
Whew.
Slash
Um,
consuming. What have you been consuming? There you go.
other than food substances.
Yes, other than food stuff. Food substances. Yes.
Sis, yes. I don't know why I get so embarrassed to say this, but I really shouldn't. I am like very so right now I'm currently obsessed with Cobra Kai.
Okay.
And because the new season just dropped on New Year's Day, and let me tell you, I've never watched an entire season in one sitting
Really?
before. No.
Oh wow.
And on January 1st of 2021 at 11:30, I started the first episode of season 3 for Cobra Kai and sat there until about 7 p.m. and watched the whole thing. I mean,
I'm
like, luckily they're
dead.
digestible, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
times, like 40 minutes. Because, like, prior to that, I was actually, and I'm still like in the middle of watching Ozark. You've probably heard of Ozark.
Mhm.
Um, but Ozark is like an hour long every
No,
episode.
dude, so
And I'm just
long.
like, I have to like commit my time and
Mhm.
energy. And plus, like, Ozark is also one of those ones where you have to pay attention to every detail.
Mhm.
So I've been on that. Books I haven't read like in a while, but I had finished Michelle Obama's memoir, and then I did buy Barack Obama's, and that man's book is 700 pages long. And I mean, the last time I looked, I was like, I passed 100, so like, I'm
Okay.
making my way through. But I don't know. I just like learning about like how their lives were during the presidency, and obviously, like crazy times right now. It just kind of like makes you. It almost for me, it's like you kind of took things for granted when
Mhm.
he was around, because like now things are just. Whew.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I think those are some of the things. Anything music, anything like comes out. I've just been consuming. Definitely trying
Any good albums that have dropped or any EPs, singles that you've liked
like in the past,
in the
like
past? Let's say like quarantine, pandemic.
oh
So I guess last March until
oh
now.
wow, there's a lot. Kaylani dropped hers. I've been waiting for that one for almost 3 years.
Hmm.
Giveon definitely came out of the blue for me. Such an amazing sound. Um, Victoria Monet, to hear her full album, that was really good. Kiana, Kiana
Hmm.
Lede, like you have no idea. For that one, I think I was literally on the brink of like waiting till like 11 p.m. Like I needed a reason. So during like the quarantine, like when I couldn't go out a whole lot, like
Hmm.
I would find sometimes I would just drive around and I would just have music playing. Like that's like that was my way of like escaping, and just being surrounded by music. But I literally waited till like almost midnight for the album to drop. That one was my favorite. Um Ari's.
Hmm.
I think I listened to that one for like a long time. And I think we were talking about like our Spotify wrapped. So I didn't have Spotify till I didn't start using my Spotify till like maybe October, right?
Hmm.
And then obviously her album comes out at the end of October. And so you one would just, figure out that like if I'm just constantly playing Ari and that's my
Hmm.
activity on Spotify, it's just what it's gonna show. And so that's what
Hmm.
it did. But yeah. I think yeah, those are some of the ones that I thought that I really liked. What about you?
Okay. TV shows. I use like this time, I don't know, okay, so kind of like what you said, like how some shows you kind of have to be like in the mood for, or you kind of have to like pay attention. So like I watch a lot of shows that are like that. I don't know why,
Hmm.
but then I think that's my problem is that I do that. And then I'll just like stop watching them until I'm in the mood for it. But that won't be for like a couple of months. And I'll be like, oh wait, I
Yes.
haven't watched that since blah 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 blah. So
Hmm.
I've been watching a lot of K dramas.
Yeah.
But those are so good. Actually, not embarrassed. I don't know why, but like
No, you shouldn't be embarrassed. And it's so phrase it's a lot of people like I know is like watching like anime, and I'm not like dogging on it. It's just I don't know.
yeah.
It's not something that like I like have. I'm not saying I'm not interested. It's just I think if I like really buckle down and like invest my time on it, then I
Hmm.
would get into it. But I think a lot of the ones that have piqued my interest, I'm catering to those first.
That's good. But yeah, like K drama. So what? Crash Landing on You, which is like, I think I would like compare, I guess, K dramas to like telenovelas. You know, like I guess they're
Yeah.
super like dramatic and whatever, but that's why people, that's why they're good. Crash
Hmm.
Landing on You. It's okay to not be okay. So good. I think what is it? A Strong Girl Bong Soon. I think that's the one. That's a really good one.
Hmm.
I think is it Neighbor or Strangers from Hell? Fuck. It's one of the two. That's really good. Those are good ones. And then TV shows, animes. I finished all of Attack on Titan, and now I'm kind of watching the new episodes of what is it,
Yeah.
season 4? Is
Yeah.
it very good? It's
Uh-huh.
not for kids, but it's very good. And then what? I don't know. There's a bunch of other TV shows. I don't know. And then music. Okay, yeah. Okay, 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 okay. So yeah, we were talking about like the whole like the Spotify or like the Apple Music like wrap up. So I have Apple Music.
Uh-huh.
And so they also gave us so this year during the pandemic, like I've always I don't know why I'm embarrassed. I should not be embarrassed. Is okay, so during the pandemic I like revived my love for K-pop. Yeah.
Yeah. No, K-pop.
No,
Yeah.
dude, K-pop is so good. I'm so sorry, but like
I
I
agree.
think
Yeah.
once people like get over the fact, I think what can really push people away, I think, is like the stereotypes of like the fans, or whatever. I think that can definitely like push people away just from anything, which is
Hmm.
kind of stupid, but that was kind of me for a while with BTS.
Hmm.
But I was like, I was like, what are these BTS boys about? What are they about? And then
Yeah.
I sat down and
I'm missing out.
I said, that makes so much sense. And then I was
Yeah.
like, let me just learn their names. And then that's how it happens with everybody. They just like want to learn their names and then
Yeah.
and then they're done. Like you're just done. Like you're
Hmm.
done for. So BTS was my top artist that I listened to this past year. And then Taylor Swift was up there. I was like, I think Taylor Swift is a fantastic storyteller and she's a great
Yeah.
songwriter. I think regardless of like her being like a white woman and like country,
Hmm.
turn pop, turn alt, turn whatever. I do
Hmm.
think that she has a talent.
Yeah, you never really like speak about like her. I don't know why. Like when I heard you say Taylor Swift, like I would like I'd be like, oh, I could see it, but like yeah, we never really like talked about her
Yeah, like
in
okay,
the
she's
past.
just like I'll go into a little bit, but
Yeah.
she's just so good. Like for example, like Love Story, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so everyone knows it, but if you think about the lyrics, like that shit is bar for bar. Like we were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm sitting like even like she's like setting a story
Yeah.
from the first word that she says, and that's from back then, right? So
Yeah.
then you jump forwards like now, and she's kind of done so many different sounds, and from super poppy, and right now she's kind of in her folk, like pop alt bag, and
Mm,
it's really good. Like I think that
yeah.
she's really good, and I think that people kind of um kind of like, sorry, my phone is vibrating, like kind of
Okay.
like disregard her just because she's like, oh my god, it's Taylor. So it's like, no, but like she
Yeah.
genuinely is like, is like a really, I'll send you music if you are willing,
No,
if you're
yeah,
willing, and if you're
I'm
open
the
to
type of person who likes
listening.
anything, and I think I heard one of her songs like in passing, like it was on a playlist that I had,
Hmm.
and I from what I heard, I liked it.
Yeah, I think that she's just so good. And then also like it's so interesting how she's inspired like this new like generation of like
Yeah.
singer slash songwriters. Like Olivia Rodrigo is such like a Taylor fan, and her song
Yeah.
"Driver's License"
It's
is
coming out
dropping.
on
And
Friday. I
oh
like thought
my
about you when I first saw that post that she did. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna flip.
no,
Flip.
I freaked the fuck out. Like, Kate was like, my best friend, she was like, Jasmine, oh my god, and I was like, what? And she was like, driver's license is coming out. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So excited. I know that that song is gonna. Anyways, like her or Gracie Abrams or Holly. Fuck, I forgot her last name, but there's just so many different like bedroom pop type of artists, you know, who are just so inspired by Taylor, and kind of what that looks like. I think is so
Yeah.
interesting. Um, but yeah, I think that's also a reason that Ariana Grande, obviously. I had Nikki of 88 Rising up there. I
Hmm.
think she's also so good. I think she's also so talented. And I think that again, like there's not a lot of like Asian artists, you know, in like the charts. And I think that Nikki kind of had a little why is that happening? Um I
Someone's
think
trying to get
that
hold of you.
I'm in a group chat, sorry. But you know, she kind of like had a little blow up, you know, with I Like You and kind of her older stuff on YouTube. And then Indigo came out. Um Sorry, they're talking about a boy right now. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
But I know, I don't know who they're talking about. But I think that Nikki also deserves so much. Like the way that Rich Brian or Joji is big, I think that Nikki should also be as big
Yeah.
because she's just so good.
Yeah.
But I am gonna because Kyle, I think about you all the fucking time when I fucking watch K-pop, bro. Not
Why?
just because of the fact that you're Asian, like that's irrelevant to me. It's not a racial thing. It's no because okay, also like I'm sure you know this, but like the literal overlap that dance and K-pop has,
Yeah.
you know, like
Definitely.
is so it's not the same, but it's literally such an important part, you know, of it, you know. And
Yeah.
also the Kinjas actually on their podcast they kind of talked about like who they've choreographed for and what those processes were like. Check it out. But
Noted.
no,
Yeah.
dude, like these like I'm watching these fucking videos, Kyle, and I'm like, dude, these fucking formations are insane. These textures are crazy, you
Yeah.
know? And it's also like, yes, like obviously like choreographers are choreographing this and they're giving it to these artists.
Yeah.
It's also aside from that, but dude, like they can hang with
The ability.
dancers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're not just like just doing choreo, you know, and just like, but they're like legit, like they're so fucking impressive. So like specifically like BTS, like G, like
Yeah.
they're doing these in fucking insane pieces, and then they have the stamina to sing,
Right.
right? And then
Yeah.
also
No.
they're like catering and like pandering to like the camera, you
Yeah.
know. It's they're so impressive, Kyle. And like I was watching this video and I was like watching like an analysis like of like the dance, you know, because that's like there's a whole like little like, you know, I guess like uh audience, you know, who are like interested in like the science behind like the dances that they
Yeah.
do and like what it takes. And I was like, dude, like these formations, like we watch GRV and we watch Gravy Babies and we watch Choreo Cookies, you know. And I was
Yeah.
like, and you get so much inspiration. So the way that I feel like you would also get inspiration from these videos
No,
and
I
from these
definitely.
pieces, and you just need to sit down and watch them, Kyle.
No, yeah, I think
God.
a couple years back, I think yeah, it was shown to me like a video of like a K-pop artist, a group. I don't know if it was BTS particularly, but
Mhm,
it was like a group of gentlemen who did a piece. But I was just yeah, I was very blown away at like how like not only like do they do something very very interesting, but how they get there. I'm one of those people who love transitions. I don't know, I just
mhm,
like the art of moving into a different one, and they just do it so like gracefully. And I
mhm,
understand what you're saying though, because like, you know, the ability to not only because when for a choreographer, I feel like, and this is just based on like, you know, what I've been knowing about choreography, it's like you're really good at setting something, but ultimately like it's not like you doing it,
mhm.
it's them doing it. So it's like they kind of like also get the credit because they're doing all these athletic abilities to sing, to dance, and remember formations, stuff like that. I know I like become second nature,
Mhm.
but you can't help but like admire and just kind of go, wow, that is pretty insane. But so yeah, no, I definitely do understand, and I definitely do need to get on my K-pop dancer game because I feel
Or at
like
least
that's
just to like
it's an industry
appreciate
that
it.
like I
It's
feel like it's
untapped, low key. Like
was that
I think it's untapped. Like I think that I don't know. I mean, granted, there's so many of like us like Western, like choreographers, like Keone,
yeah
Mari, like Vince, all of them who do,
yeah
for them. But I feel like just like regular like schmegular dancers, I feel like kind of just like look over K-pop because they think, oh, it's just like like bubblegum poppy. They think
mm-hmm.
it's just like BTS, just like whatever, whatever. And I
yeah
love BTS, but they think it's just some like simple like thing that a bunch of girls like freak over,
yeah
and I'm like, but no, like I think about like Jarrell, and
yeah
how like he is such like the dopest like people out there,
yeah
and he, is like a BTS, fan. But then he got to dance for BTS, and I just
yeah
that's so cool to me. I don't know. I think,
that is
oh my
very
God,
cool
I think that it's super sick. But even then, I feel like there's, like we think someone like Jarrell is so talented and is so like whatever, but yet like he like loves, like this art in this, like
yeah
so I'm like, there's gotta be something, like of, merit and of like value.
yeah
You know what I'm saying?
for sure
Um, but no, I'm gonna send you some stuff, and
yeah
you gotta watch it. Or if we
yeah
have to hang
definitely
out in order for you to watch it, because I would love to see your reaction,
yeah
and your thoughts about that, because they're so good. Like, not to be a geek or whatever, but like I don't have too many like friends who listen to K-pop, but who are also dancers who can like have a conversation with me
yeah
about the dance that they do.
right no
So,
yeah that's true I definitely have an appreciation. I always have an appreciation for any kind of art and dance because who am I to criticize
mhm,
someone's niche or someone's like particular interest. But no, I definitely I would have never like have noticed. You think I would say like I would have picked it up, but
mhm,
still very vaguely. But when I came on to like Primo and
mhm,
getting to know the people on the team, a large part of our team in the start were from like EKC, which is like
mhm.
the um is it I don't, I'm not I'm trying to find like the right words for it. Well,
It's like it's UIC's like K-pop
uh
cover,
yes,
yeah, K-pop cover group. They also have other ones, Mint,
orgs. Yes. Mm.
who are very fantastic, and they went to go compete in Korea. Love that for them.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like yeah, a lot of members from EKC, they came over to Primo, and I think it's again like that. Like what got me into dance was K-pop,
Mm-hmm.
like and
Yeah.
also like some other things, but like was K-pop. It was the Wonder Girls. Like
Yeah.
I could, if you told me to do it right now, I'd do it. But but yeah, like it's so like I don't know. I think that it's just so interesting, and yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. So, like, if I hadn't, had the opportunity to be on campus, I would have never like known that there was this kind of world out there. So, I mean, major ups to those K-pop dancers, ones
Hmm.
who are doing it big.
I
Yeah.
quick thing. So sorry, so
Mhm.
sorry.
No, go
When I
ahead.
watched the Kinjas thing and they were like talking about their like the work that they've done, they were
Mm-hmm.
like honestly, like they were like I wonder, like I feel like the K-pop like dancers, coverists from 10 years ago would be blown, out of the water by K-pop dancers now. Like
Well,
not
oh
like
yeah, one
within like
hundred
the
percent.
industry, but
Yeah.
just like the people who like
The
do the dances,
fans. Yeah.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
like back then, it was kind of like it wasn't super complex. And now that you have these groups, like putting out crazy complex and detailed pieces,
Right.
and yeah, no, that was just really funny how like now like the now like K-pop dancer is so much like better than like a 10-year ago K-pop
Yeah.
dancer,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
so interesting. And also there's like the topic of like the boy group, the boy groups and like the girl groups, like in terms of just like the dancing. Because like if you
Mm-hmm.
watch, like when I send you the stuff eventually, there's just such like a difference, and it sucks because it kind of reflects like the sexism, you know, within just like the industry as like a whole, because the guys are kind of able to like go super hard, or kind of be like soft or be cute, but then the girls are either like super sexy, you know, or like they're like infantile, like infantilization, you know, like
Yeah.
themselves, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like they don't get to, you know, like be super hard and be super detailed, and it's slowly changing, but they don't get like to do that. It's always super just like feminine. And I
Yeah.
think it kind of sucks because like I think for a while I wasn't into girl groups because like I felt like they weren't giving me that like wow-ish factor, and it was not because I didn't think that they weren't capable of it, but it was because they weren't given the chance to, you know, or like the work that, I mean, and granted, like I don't think that a group needs to be putting out super hard or super like crazy choreo or whatever to even be considered good, you
Mm.
know, or to even be considered like to have good music. But I just noticed like just like the differences in
Mm-hmm.
the two, and I think that eventually when you do um like I guess like watch more, I would love to hear your thoughts just on like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah, definitely. Send me those videos and I will think thoughts.
So many thoughts to be thunked.
I'm a thunker. We're thunkers out here. But no, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of like put an end to that for the first one. Wow. An hour and 15 minutes. What that was far beyond what I thought we were gonna make.
Sorry,
But
I talked a lot. My bad.
no, you're fine. Thank you. It gives me a lot to just understand more. But yeah, thank you so much again for doing this. You know, I wish you the best of luck in your future careers and in your desires of content creation. And um, yeah, well, guess we'll talk next time. But thanks
Yes.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome.